At any time, at any place, it can happen. The one moment that changes our lives as once innocent, naive children forever. In loving memory of one half of the first pair of people that loved you before they ever even met you. In loving memory of the last time you heard their voice. In loving memory of our parents, our heroes, our angels.
On April 18th, 2014, my dad suffered from a heart attack. It was a Sunday and we had friends over watching a soccer game, and he went to his room because he just wasn't feeling well. And a couple hours later, the thing I remember most vividly is my mom screaming from across the house that he was unconscious. And next thing I knew, I was in Miss Robles' office with my mom and my sister, crying over the loss of my dad.
Meu pai faleceu quando eu tinha 16 anos. Eu, na época, era só estudante, eu não trabalhava. E em 6 meses, desde a época que descobriu-se, né, que ele tinha um tumor no pulmão, foram 6 meses até o falecimento dele.
So usually when you're 7 years old, you don't really think about like traumatic events or anything out of the normal happening to you, but you know, when I was 7, my dad, he died. He was living in Venezuela from the start. My family life was never like really normal. My parents divorced when I was 1, and so it was always like back and forth. Like he lived in Venezuela and he would come over here.
Com 17 anos eu fui para a universidade. Isso ajudou bastante a passar essa fase, né? Porque fui morar em outra cidade, conhece novas pessoas, esse laço que existia com a família, os irmãos e com o falecimento do meu pai, ele quebrou. Eu acho que também eu comecei a ter relacionamentos com namoradas mais cedo também, sem estar preparado. Era uma forma de cobrir essa falta que fazia, né? As pessoas também, essas que eu me relacionava, a gente se identificava muito porque já vieram de famílias também que não eram completas, vamos dizer assim.
It took me a while to kind of understand it. That day I remember it as like she told me, but I don't remember how I felt. I just know that I just found out, but I didn't know how to feel about it. You know, like time had passed on and I didn't see him. I was like, oh, so like he's not coming like ever. In the first place, I didn't see him all that often since, you know, he lived in a completely different country and he couldn't be back and forth all the time. And so it was like, oh, like he's not coming. He's not coming tomorrow, you know, next week, the day after, like he's just not coming.
That was 2014, and now, over 4 years after, there's moments where I still feel that pain. Whether it's me looking at a picture of him or hearing his voice, which sometimes I just forget. I kept asking questions like, why me? And instead of really taking this as an opportunity to grow, I victimized myself, and all I did was hurt my life. Since then, I've used my dad's death as more of a motivation than a setback. A reminder that I have someone watching over me, someone that every time I accomplish something, they're there cheering, or every single time that I fail, they're almost touching my shoulder, comforting me.
É uma mudança grande na sua vida a hora que você, vamos dizer, deixa de ser filho para virar pai. Nós tivemos a oportunidade de mudar para os Estados Unidos, o que também pode ter sido uma consequência disso, do falecimento do meu pai naquela época. Eu também acho que fiquei muito preso com os meus filhos preso no sentido de não gostar de ficar longe deles. E eu sempre reforço para eles que Deus ajude, que eles sempre tenham uma família, né?
I decided near the beginning of senior year that I wanted to get a tattoo for my dad. And my mom's first reaction was no. And I kept insisting, and eventually that no turned into a yes. The tattoo is gonna be a big shield on my shoulder with a P initial on it for my dad, Patrick. And it's not only a commemoration of his death, but it's also something that reminds me of what he meant, something that pushes me forward. That shield is just kind of a resemblance of, I guess, my loss of innocence once he passed away, because I was forced to go out into the world all by myself, take on the role of being the man of the house and really just facing everything head on. I didn't have anybody to hide behind.
Ainda parece que foi ontem. A gente tenta passar para os meus filhos o que eu aprendi do meu pai. Isso é muito forte, essa parte.
Yeah, it kind of does define you as a person, even though you don't want it to, but it does define you. And in a way, it sort of made me grow up faster and kind of realize that some things are more important in life than others. Like, even though my family is incomplete, like it feels like that, I kind of learned to appreciate the little things that other people may just take for granted.
When I look back and I reflect on my dad's death, I remember the good things. I miss that, but even then, my dad is a reason I'm the person that I am today, and nothing else can change that.